I'm Aaron with Santa Barbara Wargaming, and this is Mark with Santa Barbara Wargaming. Today, we're going to be doing a semi-expedited unboxing of a complete tank game. Tanks, the World War II tank skirmish game by Gale Force 9. This recently came out, and it's incredibly impossible to buy right now. It is out of stock on Gale Force's website, although they don't want to tell anyone that, so you wait 6 weeks for your box to show up even though it doesn't. It's pretty high quality. First thing that you notice when you open it up is a very nice rule book. It's almost Age of Sigmar-esque. There's like 10 pages, which is fantastic. I've been over the rules. It seems very good. Give a good quick summary. You got the dreaded Panther here on the front cover. Super cool looking. Great box arts. First game scenarios to include special characters. Everything combined. It's a, from what I've seen, it's almost like X-Wing in France in 1944. It's pretty fantastic looking. As we open up the box, you can see Gale Force 9 has done what a lot of miniature companies are doing nowadays, and they have made their sprues the base color. So if you don't like to paint like me, then you can just slap some extra paint on there, a little German decal, you're good to go. This is the Panther sprue, and it also lets you do the Yog Panther. You could do either or, which is nice, because if you buy 2 box sets, you actually have the option to get a Panther, a Yog Panther, and then you've got 4 Sherman, which is great. This is the Sherman sprue, nice American green. Something to point out, which is fantastic. They give you all of the accessories and pieces to build both the 76 and 75 millimeter turrets. So all you do is swap out. You don't need to buy a whole nother Sherman just to be able to run that variant. It also gives you, which is very important in this game, there's the additional armor, there's tracks, there's all sorts of the hedgerow cutters, all of the necessary tidbits to make it your own. I actually put one together. This is why it's a semi-unboxing. We don't want to waste time screwing around with all the fiddly bits. The 76 and the 75 right here, very cool. I keep raising things up too high. It's a little fiddly. The 50 cal gun is very small. There's a very small gun right here, but for the most part, and this is the greatest thing for all of you tank building enthusiasts, tanks are a bitch. I hate putting them together every time. These are nice, detailed, single pieces, which is fantastic. So putting together a whole Sherman, you can easily do it in 10 minutes. I even shaved it and tried to make it look nice. I've now put the Panther together. Next thing, your bog standard Battlefront dice. You have the German gray and black and the American dark green and white. These are exactly what you get in the Flames of War starter sets. It's fantastic. I love them. I have tons and tons of them lying around. Important pause. The next thing, what should we do next? We'll do this. This is awesome. So, these are the unit cards. Each tank gets its own special card. And the starter set, which I just love so much, has decided to give you a card for every tank in the game. Because these are the same exact miniatures you use for Flames of War. So no, you don't need to go out and buy the actually incredibly reasonable price expansion sets. Things like $8 for a whole new tank. If you have a bunch of IS-85s lying around, or Panthers, or Yog Panthers, or Comets, or Cromwells, or any of the mini tanks they have in this game already, you just buy the starter set and you got the cards, you're ready to rock and roll. It's also that sheening plastic that like a War Machine does and stuff, where you can just mark with a dry erase directly on the cards, which is great. Super good quality. Similar quality, these are the add-on cards, which is a lot like X-Wing, where you'll pay points and you can put a little upgrade on your tank. You can buy crew. In this one, they have the German and the American, so you can actually do War Daddy Pool, the famous American tank ace. There's Ernst Barkman. I think Wittmann is also in here. Not that Tigers are in the game yet. I can only assume that they will eventually release Tigers for this game. But there's all sorts of Lafayette Pool's dudes. You can buy them all as tank crew. Michael Wittmann's crew you can get in here. Then there's your bog standard, like generic hasty loader, or I think there's a race car driver in here, bloodthirsty gunner. You can totally upgrade your tanks. And this is one of my favorite things. I know I've already said that, but this mechanic in the game is fantastic. When you purchase something like a supercharger or your souped out Sherman, it starts the game with only its points value in view next to the tank. Your opponent does not know what's in there until you actually use it, until he hears that supercharger rev up. Same thing, shots, the different shots, high velocity shots, super velocity shots. You don't know that your enemy is going to shoot that shot until he's already shot you. The only thing that is visible from the start of the game are the things that, yes, and I know it's common sense, are visible on the tank. Additional armor, camouflage netting, concrete armor, sandbags. All of these things are visible from the start of the game because, of course, with a decent pair of binoculars, you'll be able to see them. Damage cards, just like X-Wing, critical hits. All sorts of different critical hits. I feel like they'll happen a lot more in this game, and we'll actually do a playthrough here soon after we get these couple tanks put together. Stun crew, damage optics, all sorts of stuff that affects your tank's ability to, run around and blow things up. It's also that same nice, sheeny, thick card. Just fantastic. Another thing that it comes with, you need your tokens. It's not quite Fantasy Flight levels of tokens, but it's a pretty good amount. And Battlefront really, really likes to, Gale Force 9, they like to give you this 2D terrain, which is great because terrain is such an important part of any game. I can't do miniature wargaming without terrain, even though most War Machine Mark II players would argue with you. Oh my God. So they give you nice little houses, and I'm popping them out right here in front of you. 4 little houses and 2 forests. In what I've seen of the rules, it seems like they want you to use that. The table is a 3x3, so 2 of these big forests and 4 little houses is actually a pretty decent amount, especially for tanks.
Seems like a lot of game companies are skewing more towards 4x4 and 3x3.
It's a lot more manageable, it's really nice, and you can fit them on your kitchen table. You don't need to build a giant hobby room with huge 12x4s. The cardboard quality is good. I like it. This is the movement arrow. Your tank can move either 1 or 2 of these, and then I think the Americans can actually move 3. It's a nice little cardboard piece, and I've noticed that the edges don't really come off, which is, that's what happens to cardboard pieces for the most part. You get a little peel back, but these are very well put together. You get 2 of them. 1 for you, 1 for your opponent. You also get these, just like in X-Wing, how you can, if you bring 17 TIE fighters, you need to be able to tell the difference. Let's see, can you zoom in okay on this? This is how, if you bring 4 Shermans, you can tell the difference. You put 1 on the card, and then you put 1 over next to the tank. So they're just cool, and they have a lot more flavor to them. They're actually like, Adolf's assassin, or some Russian thing that's probably snarky and funny.
As Russians don't want to be.
And then here you go, you have damage dice, or not damage dice, damage tokens, objectives, destroyed tokens. It's very important that when a tank is destroyed, you do not remove it from the field of play. So you would, if we played, we actually have some fun little smoke candle things. But you would put one of these destroyed tokens on top of your tank and let everybody know it's destroyed, because now it is a piece of the frame as a giant, it's 72 feet. So that's it.
Fantasy movie, what was that fantasy movie called again? Fury.
Anyways, this is the expedited semi-unboxing of a tanks game, and we will get a playthrough for you guys as soon as possible. But here you go. Hopefully you got everything you need to know.